Welcome to Indietergent. I was supposed to be standing in front of the CRT with a microphone, but the fact is that there is just too much going on. There is Ash and Amber, a 2D puzzle adventure, and there's so many games. I forgot to do this slide. Oh, I guess I didn't forget to do this slide. But as you can see, there just isn't enough time in the day. My initial plan was to go over every Steam game released in a week, but the fact is that I have barely scratched the surface. Um, I have not been able to accurately and fairly even assess any of these. This is without giving them star ratings, and this is without even really getting to see what they are, because I spend so much time just trying to make what honestly are these incredibly simple PowerPoint slides about this game, and no one stands a chance. There's people that have made YouTube videos about playing every Steam game, but they just do it in a day, and I guarantee you that has to take more than a day. If you watch some of these, they aren't even doing what they say they're doing. There's a YouTuber I watched the other day who said he was going to do it, and he skipped so many games. And the truth is that you have to. And the thing that sucks is some of these games might be good, but it doesn't really matter. And I personally have to figure out what I'm going to do with the series Indietergent, because it's just too big of a task. There isn't actually enough time for one person to do this. If you wanted to actually look at all the Steam games that came out in a given day, you would need a group of people. This is just me and a significant amount of time looking at these, and there just isn't enough time, and who knows which ones are worth playing and which ones aren't. Square Man puzzle game, honestly, it's probably not worth it. But if we look at this, Shadows of Afterland, looks great. Point and clicks are fantastic when done right, and the art style looks unique, and it has very positive reviews on Steam, and I'm sure it's great. And the problem with doing this is it just all becomes drowned out. It's of one of many. I don't even know what this is. Dengeki Bachi Bachi. It could be good, but the truth is that we don't know if any of these are good, and we'll never be able to tell. There's too many games coming out on Steam. We'll never stand a chance. This looks like a cool art style. Maybe this is good. I won't know. Mugenics came out, which is very cool. Particle looks neat. Might have some cool physics. I believe it's an idler. Yeah, clicker idler with physics and mining. But the thing is, even if I am going through these games with just the fastest slides, no game, no matter how good it is, will ever get its due. You can't make enough videos. If I did this for an entire week, it would be a full-time job. And maybe if I had a full staffed Patreon, I could do this as a full-time job. But the truth is, there is never enough time for people to do this. And the project, trying to make this episode of Indietergent, has taught me that it's not worth it. It's not worth it because most of the stuff on Steam is garbage, and I would love to talk about the garbage. Nothing would make me happier than looking at all the garbage, but there isn't enough time, and it's not worth it, and it's so cynical. So many games are being put out every day. All of what you're seeing right now, I will tell you when the day changes, but all of what you're seeing right now was just put out on February 10th, and I'll tell you when we get to February 11th. as you can see, even with extremely simple slides, there just isn't enough time. So we got this like horror game. We got that game with a smiley face. I don't even know what this is. Ramber NDE. It starts to become nonsense, and every single indie game starts to become a shadow of another indie game. They all blur together. 100 dogs hidden in Tokyo. There isn't actually not only enough time. There's not enough energy to do this. You do this, and it starts to become incredibly depressing. In this process, you could probably find what you would not know is the greatest indie game of all time, or your favorite game of all time, and you'd never know because they all blend together. Maybe I skipped. Maybe 5 of these games in here are games that are absolute bangers. There's Yakuza that came out. I believe we're on the 11th now. A flying car game, a space game, but you'll never know. Probably another idler with the art style of Loop Hero. But like, I can't stand in front of the CRT and talk about all these. There just isn't enough time. There isn't enough energy. There's got to be a way to like go through these indie games in a more solid way. And if you have any suggestions, please tell me, because I've been doing this for a week and I'm not even close. I'm not even close. I cannot express to you. I've got some random indie games that I tried to cover throughout the week, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do them. I'm on the 11th. I'm on the 11th a week ago. And as you can see, like I'm just going through, I'm still on the 11th, and this is games from the 11th and then plus some more. I believe we're getting to the randos now. We're close. Block Clash, Rogue Flip, the cool poker thing, and this is nonsense to you. Got a game about memes, and then we're just starting to get into the random nonsense, the stuff that like in my free time, in my not that much free time, I'm throwing together slides in hopes that I'll catch up, and it never ends. And God forbid I try to also add an itch.io. This is like, you have to start looking at games that you think are interesting. You don't have a choice. Like there's all this talk about the the obscure indie game, the indie games that no one's paying attention to, and I fall for that. I have fallen for that so hard. I'm the one that's been like, oh, there's indie games out there, and this has taught me that it doesn't matter. Because the truth is, like, we'll never know. There isn't enough time, and there's too many games. I've never thought I'd say this, but the truth is that, like, too many people are playing games. Too many people are playing games, and too many people are making games. And it's great that there's an audience, but, like, there's got to be a point in time where it just stops. There's just too many. We can't do it anymore. Stop making games. Stop uploading your shitty survivors-like projects to Steam. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I'm going to have to figure out another way to do Indietergent. I'm sorry that this episode turned out so disappointing, but there's just no physical or mental way to possibly keep up. So I'll call this a pilot episode of Indietergent. Thanks for watching. Thanks for mopping, actually. Thanks for mopping.